divers gearing up for a deliberate mission to bring a car believed to be connected to a 1958 cold case up to the surface of the Columbia River.
Will an important part in one of the most baffling mysteries in Oregon history soon be solved? This whole area has been blocked off.
You can see over my shoulder the large crane on the barge that they brought into Cascade Locks to try to fish up the car.
The bodies of Ken Martin, his wife, and daughter Barbara have never surfaced. Are they trapped inside the family car in the waters of the Columbia at Cascade Locks?
$84 for reading. Holy shit. You got something big there.
On the quiet December of 1958, the Martin family vanished without a trace. A father, a mother, and 3 young daughters drove out into the Oregon wilderness and were never seen again. For decades, their disappearance remained one of the most haunting mysteries in the state's history. But today, divers, investigators, and historians gather at the Columbia River, hoping to solve a riddle frozen in time.
You got something big there.
This is the oldest missing persons cold case in Oregon. The Martin family goes missing December 7th of 1958. 5 of them, mom, dad, as well as 3 daughters. 2 of them ended up floating down through the Cascade Locks about 20 miles from here.
The body of Sue Martin had been found.
But there's a rumor that the car went off here in the Dalles.
Ken and Barbara Martin left their Portland home on December 7th, 1958. Their plan was simple: gather Christmas greens with their children. But what began as a family outing ended in tragedy. Within weeks, the bodies of 2 of the youngest daughters were found downstream. The rest of the family and their 1954 Ford station wagon were gone. Theories swirled. Some believed it was a tragic accident, that the Martins' car plunged off a cliff into the Columbia River. Others whispered of foul play, even conspiracy, clues pointing toward stolen weapons, mysterious ex-convicts, and a trail of evidence never fully pursued.
Signal for those are awesome.
2 ropes for you. You know, with you being up here diving in this Columbia current all the time, you know that really doesn't hold you in place too well.
Well, it's, yeah, that was actually found right off the dock here. Somebody lost that. That's the only magnet I've ever...
Well, okay, so you don't even use magnets? Do you want me to give you a magnet or 2?
Yeah, sure. So I don't know if you remember, but it was about, I think it's like 3 years ago, we did our first dive together down here. Yeah. I held the camera for you, you held it up for me. Yeah. And I remember I gave you a gift. But he made something for you this morning. It's gonna blow your mind.
Christopher did?
Yeah, you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is gonna blow your mind. He made this for you. I don't think they exist anywhere else, but right
here.
They
do not, look at that.
Your own t-shirts.
I
your
remember.
First ever Adventures with Purpose shirt. So I'm returning the favor with a search and discovery shirt.
I like that.
Which is hopefully...
For more than 60 years, search efforts failed. The Columbia is a dangerous river, its depths concealing jagged cliffs, violent currents, and a bed littered with debris. But then, a breakthrough. Civilian diver Archer Mayo, along with the team Adventures with Purpose, detected a large metallic object deep beneath the waters. The outline was unmistakable, a car. Could this finally be the Martin family's lost station wagon?
This structure here, I don't immediately recognize any parts, but if we go down there today, we should be looking for those hinges or the latches. I am 100% convinced it'll, you know, the body panels might be rusted out, but you know, the tires will be there, the motor will be, the windshield. I mean, this is thick, heavy steel. That gun I brought that was 200 years old, I mean, the steel is still intact and it's way thinner than what is on this, you know, American-made monster.
Now we have J.B. Fisher, who has probably written the most extensive book, I'm going to say, about the case of the Martin family. So can you kind of give us the rundown of, we met up before, working this case down in Cascade Locks is where we initially met. So kind of bring us into 2 different theories that we have, kind of the backstory of when they went missing and
Yeah, so this is December 7th, 1958, when they went out looking for Christmas greens out to the Gorge, and sometime in the afternoon they were seen at a diner over in Hood River, and that was the last time they were seen. And then pretty much when the two bodies of the young girls, the youngest daughters, were found over in the western parts of the river, that sparked.
The find electrified investigators. If this truly was the Martins' car, it could contain vital evidence or even the remains of the missing family. The Hood River Sheriff's Office launched a recovery operation. For 2 days, crews battled currents, mud, and 66 years of sediment. Then, at last, the crane lifted twisted steel from the depths.
Know where that is, and that's where we're going to start our search.
And so our initial search together was further upstream from where the story is.
We were even further upstream. We also had the theory that, you know, this river can run backwards at times. If you get the dam dumping a lot of water over the spillway, you literally can get a back eddy right under the cliff. So for a few minutes, that car could have splashed into the water and actually floated slowly upriver before it sank. Right. The chances are it would have hit the water. I mean, you've seen cars that have floated downriver for half a mile. I don't know how long that car could float, but it certainly was buoyant for a while, which makes it even more challenging because if it just went straight down, it would have tumbled down the cliffs. And, you know, if you look at those cliffs over there on the other side of the river, they're stair-stepping down from 200 feet, and that's what it does there. It drops down to about 30, and then there's a little shelf, and then 60, a shelf, 90, and it keeps going to almost 200 feet in that area. So a buoyant car could sort of bounce its way down those cliffs, and it could be nearly impossible to find. That's why this is going to be the saving grace. Having a magnetometer can isolate the spots that we need to look. Instead of just randomly going, you know, at 30 feet and drifting, and then 60 feet and drifting down the area, we can literally now find a hot spot where there's metal. And if we can tune that down to something that's, you know, that big wagon size, we should be able to get a couple spots today. So right off the end of this dock, Jared, I found I was diving one day and I found a refrigerator. And this is not a joke. I found a refrigerator and it was all tied up with rope.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and I didn't have a GoPro at the time, and I thought, well, I don't know if I can find this again, so I better look and see what's in it. Right. So I cut the rope off, and it was all strapped down, and inside, like, all this white matter and stuff came popping out at me, and it was like fish bait or in plastic bags. But when you find a refrigerator at the end of a boat ramp,
it's tied up.
It's tied up.
Off the dock.
Yeah.
What surfaced was heartbreaking. The wreck was only a fragment, rusted axles, wheels, part of the engine. Decades underwater had stripped the car to its bones. Yet, for the Martin family's descendants, even this partial recovery was powerful. For the first time, there was physical proof, confirmation that the family's car had indeed gone into the river that December day. Closure was finally within reach.
And I pick one of them up, and I immediately know it's probably not silver because it's heavy. And they turned out to be this special kind of steel called billet steel. There was a big stack of them, and I brought them all up. I put them in my bag, and the only way I could get them up from 60 feet to the surface was to walk in my fins up the side of the bank and kind of walk out with them because they were too heavy to float and too heavy to, and I wasn't leaving them behind because I knew there was something, but it's a special steel made for, they melt it and make bearings out of them. So we're already in 120 feet right here.
It's insane.
If you look up on the left, you'll see a blue dot on the rock up there that was painted by the sheriff department during a search one time.
Is that the dot from the 50s, or
No.
did they search later on?
Later on, that dot was not there. I mean, in the 50s, you would not be able to tell that this had anything to do with any case other than just a few people who were looking here.
So just left of that, looks like it's like perfect launch site.
Almost like a ramp right there, too.
You can easily walk that right back to the main road without any issues at all. So a car could be driven or pushed.
The Martin family's story may never be fully known, but at last, the river has given up one of its secrets. For over 6 decades, Oregon's oldest cold case has haunted generations. Today, the mystery is not solved, but it is no longer forgotten.